Hey guys, Dom here, back with another video about Legends, but I thought I'd go for a different kind of video today. And that's talking about a what if, almost, in a way. Yes, it's just what if. So, what I'm doing today is I'm going to go over what I think might happen if Sparky Pants Studios decides that they want to add another attribute to Elder Scrolls Legends, because they've done all the triple attribute combos now, and I highly doubt they're going to do quad attributes. That would just be insane. And completely wacky, but I've kind of looked through what I could find and tried to make a gist of a guess on what that future type could be if they ever do consider doing that. So the other types that are already in the game, excluding neutral that is, are based off attributes that appeared in Morrowind and Oblivion. And if we look at this little table I've made, the three that haven't actually been used yet are speed, personality and luck. And the main thing to notice there is they're not really the best of choices to make attributes on, just because speed kind of blends with agility quite a bit, personality's a weird one, and luck is really random. But nevertheless, I've still gone ahead and made a few cards for each of these attributes and explained what I think they would do with each of them, roughly at least. So we're going to start with speed, just because I thought that's one of the nicer ones to go with. And I believe that if they did add this to the game, it would focus around cards that have abilities such as Charge, Prophecy, Veteran, Movement, attacking directly or multiple attacks, as these all seem like kind of abilities which are related to fast pace. And obviously you'd expect people who are running speed decks to probably try and go for an aggro stance. I wouldn't expect control from speed really. I mean, maybe as like quick responses to large monsters or whatnot. I don't know, I'm just waffling right now. Relating back to my earlier point about how attributes already in the game kind of have these mechanics already, I'd say cards like Snowy Sabercat, Swift Strike and Bushwhack do just show abilities that you'd expect with a speed attribute, but obviously as they're already part of attributes in the game, it's unlikely that Sparky Pants would actually, you know, switch them about, because that would cause like massive outcry probably, knowing people, and that they have good reason to. So the first set of cards I'd decide to make would be the Horse Stables, which would be like an equip card which just allows your cards to attack several times. Now I have looked back at these values and realised they are quite high, so obviously if they ever consider doing anything like this, they'd obviously be tinkered a bit. But they still have some cool mechanics in there, like for instance Black Horse has that ability that it actually summons back the unit as if they just fell off the horse and can still fight, but not to their full capacity. The other cards I had an idea with would be something like Skooma Rush, which just allows you to kind of go full ham in one turn. Athletics Trainer, because I thought it'd be quite cool to have something like, what's it called, 5th Legion Trainer, but made for this attribute. And because I saw Whirlwind Sprint was actually an unused card on the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, I thought maybe I'd have a go at making it, and it would basically just work a bit like Bushwhack, but start hitting more and more targets as it goes up in levels. The next attribute I've had a look at would be Personality, which would focus primarily on stuff like rally, buffs, debuffs, draw power and cost reduction, just things which really make the player feel like, oh yeah, I've now got this to work with as well, and this is more useful, and that on their side's less viable, something that would actually kind of have more of a morality phase, not just for their cards but for them. Yes, I know that was some uni-level English analysis, but who really cares about that? We're here to see cards. And cards that kind of suit what we've been speaking about earlier would be ones like Balmora Captain and 5th Legion Trainer, which I've already mentioned, just because these ones make what you've got more viable and just improve their morale or power. So with the personality cards I decided to design, I kind of thought what would be a good meme for them to add? Well, no lollygagging. This would just be something that debuffs your opponent and gives you a buff at the same time, and would really show off the personality of the guards at the same time, and it all kind of works together, I guess. Arena Commentator, yes, I know that is like some noble in a chair, I couldn't find any better pictures. That would kind of link in with the rally abilities that people would have. And finally, I just had to make Mike the Liar, I'm going to be honest. He's got to appear in Legends sometime. I know Sparky Pants must have some plans to add him. And honestly, if I got that card reveal, I would be over the moon. Like, that would just be life complete. But then again, he's also about, yeah, buffing your units, debuffing, because you'd be like telling one person something amusing that's on your team, and they'd be like, haha, that's funny, and then telling someone else something that they're just like, oh, twat. Finally, we have luck. This is the one which I kind of thought we're just gonna go a bit random with, as, well, they're likely to have random effects, and ones which require a certain variable to cause something else, and would be one of those decks that you'd only see true memers playing, actually on competitive levels. Some cards that I think just require a bit of bullshit luck are Corner Club Gambler and Resolute Ally, because they are high risk, high reward cards, depending on how you got set up. And with the cards I made, I thought the first one I'd go with would be something like Unexpected Outrage, which is a prophecy, so that adds a bit more luck, just hoping you hit cards like that. And it's if the top creature of your deck is, or the top luck creature of your deck at least, gets summoned and battles a random creature, and if it wins, you get even better luck, but if it loses, it actually bites back at you. Unholy Altar, which would be completely kicked out of the game before you could even read the effect, just because you'd have people who'd end up getting, like, Dagoth and then other people who get, like, I don't know, one Mud Crab. And Undercover Agent, who would definitely be busted when he ends up, like, top decking your opponent's Alduin one game, and then the next game top decking, I don't know, like, a Bruma Profiteer, which is still good, but not anywhere near as good as Alduin himself. So, they're cards that really wouldn't work properly. Which is really my issue with these cards, that they just wouldn't really fit into the game, and there are other attributes already in there that do what they do. But I'm kind of curious to think, which one of these three do you think sound the coolest? I mean, in my opinion, if I had to add one, I'd be thinking Speed, just because a few of the cards actually seem to make some sort of sense. But do you guys have your own opinions? Would you make something completely different? Do you think they should stick with 5 attributes? I mean, I'm genuinely curious to know what people are thinking, and who knows, Sparky Pants might see this and go, we're nabbing that idea. Obviously they're not going to, because these aren't really well thought through. Luck would have no competitive value whatsoever, and would just give people who are like lower or higher skill levels incorrect ranks. Personality seems to be very narrow-minded, and speed just feels like a B-Tech agility. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.